Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Gaming. This month I have the lovely Lina, or the acronym LL, as my guest today. And today we will be talking about a game that I don't have the box to show you because it was a digital copy, of a game called Sonic CD. It's a re-release of the Sega CD Classic that was released in the early 90s. That was recently released on Xbox Live Arcade, PlayStation Network, and the iPhone. And Lina played the iPhone version of the game. I played the Xbox Live Arcade version of the game. So we're just going to kind of talk about it for a little bit, and we will start with the first question. So Lina, I know you had a chance to play the Xbox Live Arcade version of the game when you helped me out. She helped me at a part I was stuck in, and I'm the gamer. But I know that you played it primarily on the iPhone with the virtual controls. I'm curious, what did you feel when you switched from physical controls to virtual controls? What did you think about that? How'd the game handle that?
Of course, there's the initial difference that I'm looking at it in a bigger screen, and there's no huge touchscreen A button in the way of the actual screen of the game. So there's that big difference. Because the one thing that can get annoying when playing on the iPhone is that there's also Sonic 1 and 2 on the iPhone, and there's an option that you can change the screen. You can make the screen smaller so that the D-pad and the A button can be separate and you could just see the game there. But for Sonic CD, for some reason, they don't give you that option. So what's a tad annoying about it is that your thumb gets in the way, and then I'm like, wait, where's Sonic? Oh, there he is. Which is like to the equivalent of texting, except your thumb really gets in the way.
So it covers almost 15% of the screen, and you're like, oh, this sucks.
I wouldn't say 15. It covers some parts where it's like, where's the ring? Where's the ring? Oh, there it is. And I have to go get it. So it would get in the way a few times though. It wasn't a huge problem. It was just like, sometimes I would be like, what's going on? Oh, you just lift your thumb when in doubt. But yeah, it was different on the Xbox. It was a tad different, but not really, because it's like I'm already used to holding a controller and playing up there. So I felt like it was not more challenging, but it was a different experience on the iPhone.
I played it primarily on the Xbox Live Arcade version, and when it came to that version, usually when it comes to any type of side-scrolling game, or a game that will primarily use the D-pad, I try to stay away from Xbox, because I feel the D-pad on the 360 controller is not as good as the D-pad on the Wii controller or the PlayStation 3 controller. So I was going to wait for the PS3 version, but the 360 version that came out first, so I played that, but I found myself so shocked and impressed with how responsive the D-pad controls were. Lina mentioned earlier how on the iPhone, a bunch of the other classic Sonic games that came out, and it's the same thing with Xbox Live, and I had played demos of them, and I found the controls to be very unresponsive. It didn't feel one-to-one with how I was moving, whereas in Sonic CD, I think it's the best case, not even for a Sonic game, but in general, side-scrolling games, how responsive the controls were. I know you've played the other classic Sonic games and stuff like that. What'd you think of Sonic CD in general in comparison to, I guess, the other Genesis Sonic games, like Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles and all that?
I can't necessarily say that I enjoyed it more than Sonic 3 or Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but I did enjoy it more than Sonic 1 and 2. A little bit, like a smidgen more than 2.
In comparison to the other titles, I felt that Sonic CD, it's tied for me, because I consider Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Sonic and Knuckles one game. So I felt that, to me, it's tied with Sonic 3 and Knuckles as my favorite Sonic game. After that would probably be Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, the original, and then probably my least favorite of the Genesis era 2D side-scrollers would be Sonic 2. It didn't really have a lasting impression on me very much. Alright, for the final question, what did you think of the game overall, your general impressions of it. Just, the game itself. What's your overall feeling on it?
As a game in general, I think it's extremely enjoyable. I think the anime cutscenes in the beginning and the end are very entertaining. Even though Metal Sonic was a difficult boss, I didn't think it was necessarily cheap. Well, that's arguable, but I was still enjoying myself. I still liked the challenge of trying to beat Metal Sonic, and plus the song just made it tolerable. I'm like, this is an awesome song. So I just kept playing, and the song kind of, I was like, if anything, I can at least enjoy the music while I'm trying to defeat this bad guy. There's other words I could think of, but yeah.
Yeah, I felt, as an overall package, this Xbox Live Arcade version, I mean, Sonic CD was already, to me, like, the creme de la creme of the Sega CD. I did feel that this port is, like I said, the best version of the game. I mean, if I had to rate it as a game overall, I'd probably give it 4 out of 5 stars. And the reason I give it 1 less star is because there were some frustrating parts, like the Metal Sonic boss battle, and there's one boss battle in particular, and some of the levels near the end were just a tad bit on the confusing side. It's a fun, classic game that has an amazing soundtrack. So,
Japanese version.
yes. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Let's Talk Gaming. Again, my guest was the lovely Lina, and I'll see you guys next week for some more crazy random happenstance action, and tune in next month. Well, actually, I'm not quite sure when Let's Talk Gaming will return, but it will return again, and it will be great. Bye.